you are now contaminating yourself and your space. You have to sanitize every time. So we wanna work as we need to, so we don't risk going back and having to then sanitize, clean my girls out. You know what I mean? Cause it's like,
I'm saying, so all that would be, like,
In separate bags.
it would be in separate bags, but it would still be in the kids.
so when you have a lot of bags, what students are doing is bringing too much stuff. So
Right.
they figure like, if we have you all just have your items that would be universal, and then everything you need for your face in one bag, it would just be easier instead of you having to then sanitize every time you touch a separate bag. That's why we got rid of all the extra bags.
So we pull out and we can clean up and not doing the rest supply at the same time.
See, before they,
Once you sanitize your space, yes.
So you
Because so that way you don't have a bunch of little bags, and then every time you touch any other container, you have to sanitize your hands. It took too long and it was a mess and there's too much stuff.
So
We can
when
get
you're
a
cleaning
sponsor
up,
for the hand
when you're cleaning
sanitizer.
up and you're putting everything away, you have to put stuff in trash, but the universal supplies, you wipe it down with this stuff and put it back in that universal bag.
You're not putting, Miss Betty went into that, but you're not putting anything back in the bag, cause now you're starting a facial, so now you can go ahead with that. So
We
you're not
have two
putting it back.
different facials to do.
Yeah, but she hasn't gotten to the
Yes,
first one, so
exactly.
let her go to the first one to explain the second.
I keep telling you all to listen to
This is
me.
just about why you don't have all the bags. You don't want all the bags because the bags mean I have to send.
What
every
you-
time I touch my
Let me say this. What you did here was learn basic steps. Okay? What you need to do now is follow my lead. That's what you need to do.
I'm still not understanding that. So, okay, the universal, stuff is gonna be different from what we're using for the facial, that's what you're saying, put in separate.
Universal supplies, what I explained, is what you're gonna be using throughout the entire process.
Okay.
Some of the stuff you will not be using throughout the entire process. So it's going to be removed. I'm gonna have my hand, let me just go through it, okay? Because I already mentioned what universal supplies was. I mentioned it's on paper. My hand sanitizer. My cleanser. My toner. You can write toner, antiseptic, because we're also gonna use it as an antiseptic, but it's, when we get to a certain point, and I'll explain that. Hand sanitizer. We also have our first aid kit. We have a container that houses our cleaning products. You will not be taking any water, period, not even to drink. Everything that you have put, you need to get a container, should be wet before you get there. You want to wet this the night before. Take as many of your 4x4s as you need. Make sure they're wet. Take them and squeeze them this way. Everybody want to ball them up. Wet them and saturate them and press them out and squeeze them out. Leave them a little damp. You want to take as many rounds as you feel comfortable with. Wet them all, squeeze them out, and put them in your container. Okay? The other thing that's going to be, and if you notice, the other thing that you have out, and you're gonna leave out, and I think I put it in here, I didn't take it out the other bag, is going to be your moisturizer, sunscreen. This is one of the changes that took place. I called it the cha-cha. Up and back, up and back. Do the cleansing, step back. Do the exfoliation, step back. We're not doing that anymore. One of the changes. So, something that you're gonna have to leave out is your moisturizer sunscreen. And the reason is because when you do your microdermabrasion, okay, once you do your microdermabrasion, what are we supposed to do afterwards? Once you do that, what are you supposed to do?
Want to be cleansed, the mannequin head?
What else do we do after we do that?
Then your tone or your moisture.
We always, after we do the microdermabrasion, we take all the crystals off. What we do, we apply moisturizer and
That's
sunscreen.
good. Okay.
So this is gonna become universal. Do you follow me?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay? Universal supplies. That's why I'm saying to you, this doesn't have to be in a bag.
Okay, so sanitizer,
Take these
cleaner,
4
toner,
items
moisturizer, SPF, first aid kit, and then your box.
and put that into your bag. Okay? Hand sanitizer, cleanser, toner, your moisturizer, SPF, and also your products. your cleansers, okay? That's gonna be your universal supplies. What? Huh? Yeah, yeah, just a plastic bag. Okay? You got that?
I just
Universal
pay for it, but I didn't book
supplies.
it yet.
Now, what you're gonna do, you will prepare your client for services. But before we prepare our client for services, what we're gonna do, how much time do we have? We have 25 minutes, right? So what we're gonna do, move the log back here. I'm now gonna take everything out that I need to prepare my client for services. I've got my exfoliant, my massage medium, my mask, my moisturizer sunscreen, I've got my exfoliating brush. You have a brush in there, which is a cleaner for your exfoliator. You have your towel and a cap. You have your steam towel. You have your hand wipes. I'm trying to fix this so you all can see.
And Ms. Bailey, I guess can no longer be labeled client one and client two, right?
They can be client, well, client one and client two, you shouldn't do that. Because what's gonna happen is that you're gonna know client one, because you're gonna see 2 towels in client one. Okay? This goes where?
What do you exactly want?
This would go to where?
Okay.
Trash. My head has already been examined. Now I'm gonna drape my client. And make sure that you can fix your cap so it's far enough back and it works the head. This towel, the best thing to do, you have 2 terry cloth towels because they hold heat. And I'd fold this even smaller. That's what your first setup is gonna look like. Probably take all of this and put it over here and put my head at the end.
When we have the products, are the ladies supposed to be facing us or them? Always them?
First of all, I want you to think,
I mean, I know it's facing this way, but.
oh, it'll be facing this way.
Us? So.
It may, I don't know which way it's gonna be facing, but they're in a horseshoe, I think. And by them being in a horseshoe, they can come around and they can look like this.
No, I was just saying, like, so do they have to see the label? Because I know they want to see it, so it would have to face them.
Yeah.
So I labeled, when I did mine, I labeled it on both sides.
Okay.
So I knew the cleanser name was.
Yeah, see, they give them the labels,
Oh, they give them labels?
so they only get one label. So if they wanna use another label, just get you some file size labels and cut them and put them on there.
And when we're, taking out the cleansing and what is it?
Don't worry about this bag over here, don't even
No,
go
no, no,
there.
I'm talking in the beginning, when we're doing the cleansing and those that come on, can we take it out at the same time so we don't have to contaminate by going back in the bag? What's the cleaning for? These are wet wipes.
She's giving them out.
You know what I'm saying?
We gotta clean the table first.
No, I know, I'm saying, and then after that, let me see what it's called.
Then we gotta set up,
Yeah, the universal, so I'm saying, can we take out the, cleaning and universal at the same time, so we don't have to go back?
So when you first start, you gotta cleanse that table to disinfect it, because whatever you take out the bag, while it's disinfected, also disinfects that. So you gotta disinfect it first and then set up for the
And then,
second time.
so basically, once you do that, then you have to clean it.
No, because you disinfected already.
No, I'm talking about your hands.
every time, you can go in and disinfect. I mean, it's just a pump,
Yeah, that was I was just saying that,
You know.
so just disinfect your hands, that's all I was asking.
yeah, you can,
Okay.
okay? Everything's set up. Now, you have 25 minutes to complete the facial. You're gonna cleanse, okay? And you don't have to wear the gloves, because if you do, you're gonna be changing a pair of gloves every time that you get ready to do something. That's how come you got your hand sanitizer.
So after we disinfect the table, initially we can just take them off after and put them in the trash?
There goes, once you disinfect
Mhm.
and clean,
Okay,
we automatically what? Trash.
okay.
And we start hand sanitizing.
And go back and sanitize your hands.
Okay.
Every time you do something, hit that
Sanitize.
pump, hit that pump, hit that pump. Okay? So, it says, you have 25 minutes. When you cleanse that face, do the face, not just to the cheekbone. That's not the whole face. You need to go all the way to the hairline. If the head is moving on the table, you too rough. So practice your lightness when you're working. Because at that particular point in time, you're having a problem. So, the basic facial will include cleaning, manual exfoliation, towel steaming, massage, and a mask. And I want you to watch this very closely. You'll have 25 minutes, okay? What don't you see there? So you don't have to ask me about it. Read it.
The last SPF and toner.
You got the cleanse, exfoliate, the massage and mask, you doing everything.
I don't see toner. SPF and toner.
There's no toner. However, you can. Is what?
I said, yeah, because that's how we usually do it. With the toner.
If you keep it in routine though, if you just do it.
I just want you to make sure you see people, and I'm trying to explain to you the industry. People don't actually do a lot of toning after they do their cleansings. They don't do it till the very end of the whole entire procedure of the complete facial.
So is there
And they don't tone, they more so mist. They do the rainforest over the face for hydration. I'm telling you, it's in the industry.
So is there a timer? Or you just gotta keep it with the, like,
They're
how
gonna
it
tell you
watch?
when to stop.
No, but like, can you see like 25 starts now and all that?
I have no idea.
Can I wear my watch?
No,
I can't?
you can't wear no watches. Can't wear no jewelry, period, other than little earrings, and hair gotta be all the way back.
Will they tell you 12? Oh yeah, it says 12 minutes range. Okay.
It's just a simple facial. So once I've done that, now I'm gonna do my cleansing process. I'm gonna sanitize my hands, okay? I'm gonna go into my container, and I'm gonna take out what I think I may need for this entire process, okay? And I'm gonna take out, all of these are wet, okay? They're wet. Your towel is pre-wet before you go. You're gonna leave just a drop of water to squeeze it out, okay? I'm gonna take my iPads. They're wet too. And I'm gonna proceed. So now they've told me to start. So what I'm gonna do, I went in my box, I'm gonna sanitize. I'm gonna take my cleanser, I'm gonna open it, put a drop on my hand, close the top, and I'm gonna, no I'm not.
No, the iPad, and the lips.
I'm gonna, my iPads are prepared. One on I gently hold and cleanse my lips. Goes where?
Right.
I'm now going to go okay. Now I'm gonna go to my cleanser. I'm gonna take my 4x4s that are already wet, and I'm gonna make a suggestion to you. If you know how to make mitts, make mitts. These are already wet. Take the end that's folded, stretch it all the way out, as far as you can get it, as far as you can get it. Wrap your fingers. Not using a lot of cleanser. And now I'm gonna wipe. If I need more, you wanna wipe it more than one time, then you can. And this goes where?
Right.
And I'm gonna keep going. What do we do after that? I'm going to open your hand wipes. Gonna pump, take it out, your cap. This is the little brush. The cap stays on until you get ready to exfoliate. The cap then goes in to be disinfected. Okay? My top is off, and you can loosen your tops. And what I'm gonna do is take my exfoliator and put it on my hand. Goes where?
Sure.
Gonna take it, and I'm gonna get it all over the face. I'm then gonna take my wipe my hands, because I've got exfoliator, right? And this goes where?
Sure.
Then I'm gonna take my brush, and I'm gonna proceed to gently exfoliate the skin using my brush. And of course, you can see this is not gonna take you 25 minutes. But you don't wanna be rushing. Be careful and make sure that I'm finished. It's going where?
Disinfected.
To be disinfected. I'm gonna take my wipes, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go back. I'm just gonna use one of these so I don't mess up a whole bunch of them. Don't y'all do this, okay? And I'm gonna go back, and now I'm gonna remove the excess exfoliator that's on the skin.
Will they take points off if you don't keep in contact with your client?
Yeah, you should be keeping in contact. The top goes back on. This goes where? To be disinfected. I'll put my hand. Now I'm gonna go into my bag. Once I go into my bag, I'm gonna put both hands, and I'm gonna squeeze it just a little bit so a drop of water comes out.
Okay.
The water comes out, goes where?
Trash.
Trash. I open my towel, and I don't do it over my client because that's not safety. I'm gonna stand to the side. I'm gonna open my towel. I'm gonna take the center of the towel, and I'm gonna test it on my wrist. If you test it up here, that's a failure, because you don't wash and sanitize up there. You're gonna test it on your wrist, and you're not gonna fan it. You're just gonna test it, safety, and then what you're gonna do is take it and hold it at both ends. One finger goes under the lip, shake it out a little bit because it's damp, it's gonna drape, and you wanna drape the face, hold it, shake it out. When it's wet, it does better. And drape the face, leaving the nose and the nostrils out. Okay? You remove the crystals, am I correct? So now we just had to do the towel steaming. So I've done my towel steaming. The way you remove a towel is not open it and take it off. You roll it down to the nose, lift it up, and put it in where? Soil linens. Okay? So once you put it in soil linens, now I'm going to continue on. The next thing that I'm going to do is open up my, and you can open all of these at one time if you want, okay, to have them ready. Open them up. It's open. My jar. I'm gonna go in, if you have oil or some type of a medium. If it's oil, you're gonna pour it in your hand. And you're gonna apply it to the entire face. Everybody likes to start down here. be smart, because your book say you start at the forehead. Start at the forehead and apply it, or you can apply it and make sure you get it all over the face. You have 4 massage movements to do. Effleurage, petrissage, friction, and tapotement. You must take those 4 movements and put them into a massage. So you start at the forehead, you end at the forehead. So, and figure out a way, because my hands are so dry, my hands is catching on the cap. So I've applied that, and I would start with my effleurage movements. We know that's what?
Petrissage.
What is this?
Friction.
And where do you do tapotement?
And
It's only 2 places,
The cheeks.
oh,
the cheeks and the eyes. What did I miss?
Effleurage.
No, you did.
That's all right.
You gotta end at the forehead. Okay.
We start with the effleurage, we end with the effleurage. I will do 2 passes. I'm finished. What do we do next?
Don't touch the hand.
What do we do next?
Remove the product.
We remove the product. With a cleanser. With a cleanser.
Where the cleansers are?
Take the wipe your hand, trash, go to your cleanser, then take your cleanser to remove the oil. You don't have to use a lot, so you're gonna use everything sparingly. Okay? Then I'm gonna take my wipes and I'm gonna do what? Okay, clean it up. Okay, now, this one, it says, once you finish,
Facial mask.
Says after the
the
massage.
question is, demonstrates, this is where people get caught, because it's not up here. Demonstrates mask application and concludes the service. The conclusion is, once I apply my mask and remove it, we never send anybody out without moisturizer and sunscreen. Am I right?
Is they trying to like trick people up right there with that?
Yeah, cause it wasn't there.
What was it there?
The SPF and a moisturizer.
Yeah, at the top.
It said,
Conclude the service.
it said, and I explained toner, it said, concludes a service. The key is concludes the service. That's the key. So,
I have a quick question about the oil. Say if we have that type of jar, when we pour it, is it okay to touch our hand when we're pouring it, or we need to have a distance between the bottle and the.
You just need to make sure, yeah, a distance between.
Okay. Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
So, we would go in. Like I say, your jars can be open. Everything's clean. Wipe your hands. You can take your mask. I didn't take this out to brush out, okay? I did have it out. Take your mask, brush out. What you can do, and I think, I don't know if you have them in there, but you get a bag of large spatulas. Okay, remember it has to be a cream. What I would do is, because you can't keep going back into the jar to get the mask, okay? I would take one of my large spatulas and I would take as much mask as I can. I would take my brush and take as much as I can on both sides. Because see, everybody like to do this. That's the way y'all do masks. Take your brush, and when you go to apply your mask, this is a helpful hint. Okay, because that's not the way, masks you have less than 30 seconds. You have your large spatula. Stand to the side, dip all you can. Spread it. Even it out, don't get it in the nose and eyes. Get it on, and then go back and smooth it out so it looks nice.
So, Ms. Benton, we're supposed to put actual product in these containers.
You can use simulated products, if you know how to make them simulated. You can use you can use heavy lotions, creams with a color. You can do that, okay? So what I'm saying, but you can't use a gel mask.
Yeah, okay.
So when you do it thick, you take it and you put it on a wider spatula. Make sure you as much as you can, okay? And then go in and, because you're not doing the neck, start up, start up, get it on, then go back and smooth it out. Everybody wants to do you don't have time to go back and wipe the eyes, you follow me? So just make sure that you get it on and it never goes past the eye bone. So you have to make sure that you have that. Then this will go in the trash, okay? This goes
Items to be disinfected.
to be disinfected.
So you saying, I'm sorry, so you saying you gotta go in there 2 times, use the stick and use the brush to take out the stick, that's what you're saying?
Take it off your spatula,
Okay,
because that way you're not contaminating.
okay.
You see what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Okay, and this goes to be disinfected. We got one more step, right? A moisturizer. Take a spatula.
What about toner?
So once we take the mask off,
Optional.
toner, and then moisturize and SPF?
Huh?
What if we with the mask, we take it off?
You can take it off and do your toner.
And then the moisturizer and SPF?
Where's my spatula? I got it all clean, on the clean stuff.
There's another one over here.
What did I do with I didn't take enough out. So, I could go in and get one. I took 3 out. I could take my toner if I wanted to, away from the client. I could wipe. Go in, take my moisturizer, put it on, SPF, and I would just press it in. I wouldn't try to massage it all in. Trash, and this is, you're gonna use this again. Now you're finished with that portion of the exam. Everything's gone. You have nothing left on your table. Unscrew your tops, tear open your wipes. So you just have to pull them out, but don't lay them on the table. The reason the moisturizer sunscreen is out is because of Microderm. Conclude the service. The thought is demonstrating the practice that we never send a person out with a peel or a special exfoliation or any type of exfoliation technically without a SPF, because the skin is now bare and has no protection, and you can cause a problem. So when you finish, the only thing you probably have left is this. That's all you're gonna have left on your table.
The sanitizer, cleanser, toner, and that SPF.
So yeah, the universal moisturizer is all part of the universal setup.
Is a part of the,
Your universal setup.
How do you disinfect that for the next service?
Yeah.
give me a minute.
I'm sorry, okay.
You what?
I said I'm sorry. Okay.
You all need to wait instead of jumping ahead.
So they give us 24 minutes to do the whole thing all the way through.
And this portion is not gonna take you 25 minutes.
And is it,
That's the
is it
whole thing.
microderm or basic facial?
You're doing client one. Client one has come in. Client one has received her service. Client one just wanted your what?
Basic facial.
Basic facial. All of this goes back. Now, count your 4x4s, because technically, I can't put these back.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're why?
Disinfectant. I mean,
Contaminated. I contaminate, but guess what? In this instance, they go back. Count how many. You all can practice this, okay? So after you finish that, we're gonna finish this up, the last section, and items to be disinfected, everything's been placed in its proper bags. Line your bags up. Once again, you have 10 minutes to set up. Break down your work area, dispose of supplies used for the previous section. You will prepare your work area for your new client. You will set up the universal supplies you will use for the remainder of the examination. Clients broke down. This goes where?
Trash.
Trash to be disinfected, soil and linen. All of this goes in bag one. What I'm gonna do is take everything, move it to the side. I'm going where?
In your bag.
In my bag, I'm gonna take out
Gloves.
a pair of gloves, a Cavicide wipe, and a dry towel. I'm gonna
Disinfect.
wipe everything down. Gonna wipe my hand sanitizer down. I don't need my cleanser. I'm gonna wipe my toner bottle down. I'm gonna wipe my moisturizer bottle down. I'm gonna wipe my box down. I'm gonna wipe my first aid down. And then what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dry this area, okay? I'm gonna shift everything. And then I'm gonna wipe my other side down. Got me?
Mm-hmm.
Goes where? Trash, trash.
Okay, you said you didn't need the cleanser, so you just put that to the side?
I don't need it.
It can
Okay,
be
so-
in the bag that needs to be disinfected, because you gotta disinfect the bottle. So you
Right.
Put it in there.
So what I'm gonna put out now is this. This,
What is it? Moisturizer.
Moisturizer.
SPF.
Oh, yeah. You used two wipes, you moved it, you said wipe on the other side. So you used two different wipes after you moved your product?
Just the one.
Oh, just that one? Okay.
Here. I've done that.
Put that in the disinfectant bag.
And then it says, the work area, I've done that. You'll set up these with supplies, you'll also set up the following sections for the exam and everything. And you're gonna set your client up. So now, bag 2. Makeup. We'll leave it in the bag for a minute. Gloves. Microderm. Post-epilation, maybe backwards. Wax, post-epilation. Wax strips. Tweezers. Spatulas. That's what I didn't switch around with the spatulas. Where does this go? Redress my client. Fresh and clean. Yes, ma'am.
Are we gonna need bigger labels than this for the bags down there?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna recommend, and I have told them that they're gonna need larger labels, okay? Because they can't see them, but they're fine for your jars. So this is the way I would set this up. Makeup, okay? And they're gonna tell you when to set up for this, so this you don't have to worry about. The biggest thing that you're gonna have to do is to set everything up, so don't count this, okay? It's really easy.
It seems like it's a real, not that hard.
You all make it seem harder than what it is.
That's definitely true.
I'm not trying to be funny.
I already know.
Huh?
I said, I already know you telling the truth. That's exactly how you are in your head about it.
Get out your head.
Just do what you're told.
The only thing that you have to remember is the basics that you were taught at ESI. That's the only thing that that's the only thing. Okay? Okay. So now, I have everything set out I need. And I'm gonna have to redo this. Okay? So now, this is client 2. Client 2, we're gonna do hair removal, makeup, first aid, and microdermabrasion. That's it. Okay? You'll be expected to follow our protection. You're gonna hear that so much, I know it in my sleep. Okay? You'll have 10 minutes to complete this section. You'll have 5 minutes when it's remaining. We don't have to worry about a wax pot, because we're not doing a wax pot, okay? Instructions will be repeated. You may begin. Each person will be evaluated individually on the hair removal, okay? So you're gonna have to wait for them to tell you when to do the hair removal. You have 5 minutes to prepare your client for the following sections. We clean, we got 5 minutes to set the client up. Once we do that, hair removal of the eyebrows and simulated tweezing. Facial makeup, do not begin. Procedures, please do not begin any procedures until the verbal instruction. Hair removal. Now listen real careful. You're gonna go in your bag, and you're gonna have to take out your hair removal pieces. You need 3. I call it the sandwich for hair removal. Maybe 4. And you won't pick that up, of course. Sanitize my hands. They're gonna come to me. Make sure that your tops are prepared, but we never leave product exposed, okay? Disinfection purposes, okay? We're going to put on our gloves, because before we do any type of hair removal, we do what?
PPE.
We put on our gloves, okay? The change that has been made. Client 1, instead of doing moisturizer sunscreen, and with client 2, we now do it with client 1. We don't walk up back and forth. We just continuously flow. When we do our hair removal, the first thing we're gonna do is that you're gonna make sure that you are out, everything's out of here. The only thing you're gonna leave on is a little tip to hold your tweezers together. I'm first going to do what?
Cleanse the area.
So that's why this says toner antiseptic. Okay? Little bit. I'm only going to do one brow. I'm going to gently clean the brow. Everybody's all over here like this. You don't have to do that. Just take a little bit, because when you're wiping all of that, you want to make sure it's nice and clean, but just be gentle and go over it. Okay? And this goes where?
Trash.
The next thing that I'm going to do is to pat it dry, because I cannot apply wax to a damp area. Okay? I'm now gonna take my soft wax, and whatever applicator that you want to use, I think some of you may have the little toothpicks. You're gonna go in and you're gonna test it. It's fine. And I'm gonna go where?
Trash.
Did the top go into the to be disinfected? For the lid?
But I still got product in there.
What actually is in there?
Wax, soft wax.
It's the soft wax, and what you want to use is a thick, heavy cream. something thick and heavy. So it's fine. I'm gonna take my strip. I'm gonna take my applicator. And now, whichever one you feel comfortable, I'm gonna go in and you get what you need. You're gonna need to get a glob of it because a little bit, you're gonna have to go back and forth. Get a big, nice, healthy chunk of it. Hold the skin taut. Take it. Brace. Brace. Don't just do this because it can go anywhere. Brace. Take it. And it goes all the way across the brow. Do you follow me? Mm-hmm. It don't go here and get a strip. It don't go here and get a strip. Hair removal, you go in and you take it all the way across to the end. Bring it all the way down as thick as you can with what you have. Don't go back in the jar.
Mm-hmm.
Trash. I take my strip. I'm gonna bond it. This is not gonna get it. Because that creates friction. Friction creates redness. Redness creates irritation. 1, 2, 3. Make sure it bonds. However you decide. Some people will hold from here. I held and stood to the side, pulled my client down as taut as I can, and came straight across. So whichever is best for you is the way you do it. But it has to be held taut and tight. That's why I was here, and when I pull from here and I go straight down, I'm taut. So when I go to remove it, it's straight across. Or if you're on this side and you do the left eye, they'll tell you, and you bond it, you pull straight down as taut as you can, you're still gonna pull in the opposite direction. Okay? This goes where? But oh my God, I left 3 hairs. So now on that same eyebrow, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna take, I'm gonna take my little pad, I'm gonna hold taut, and I'm going to, take it, 3 hairs, put it on the cotton or your 2x2s, whichever, and put it down. Okay? This goes where?
To be disinfected.
To be disinfected.
Will that be like a regular cotton pad, or will you just tone that cotton pad first?
Do what?
What's on, is that a dry cotton pad? Yeah, okay.
It don't matter. It can be dry or wet.
So where
Just
tweezing
one
on
eye.
Oh, just one
The
eye.
difference,
Okay.
so that you have an understanding. Before, you did a complete wax on one brow, and you did a complete tweeze on the other brow. We have combined it. I didn't, they did. Wax, oh, I've got 3 hairs left. I'm gonna have to tweeze them out because we can't go back over what was exfoliated. And I go and I exfoliate. I have a pad. Or if you have a 2x2 and you wanna wrap it on your finger, if you have the cotton and you wanna wrap it on your finger, that's fine. The next part after you do the tweezing, you're gonna take your toner antiseptic, put a little bit on there. You're then gonna take it, don't scrub and rub, take and just pat. Because she's already been exfoliated, you don't wanna cause irritation. Okay? The next thing I'm gonna do is take my post-epilation, and you only need a dot. Everybody bathes the eye like it needs a bath. Just take a little bit out, which could be an aloe or something. Put it on your ring finger because it carries the lightest weight, right? Trash. And the only thing I'm gonna do is just tap it and let it blend in. That way I'm not doing any rubbing. We're not working across the top of the brow. We're only working underneath the brow. Okay? Then we have concluded our hair removal. This goes where?
To be disinfected
And if all of this is out, this goes where?
and trash.
Trash.
Okay, Miss Betty, what are we putting in that softbox jar? Cause it can't be wax.
She said
No.
like
She
a
said
thick
honey
heavy
or
cream.
heavy cream.
Heavy cream, some kind of thick, heavy cream.
Like from cholesterol,
So,
Yes.
like
like what?
cholesterol is like,
But will that strip catch it?
yeah.
Or I'm gonna tell you, you can buy a package of muslin strips, the little small packages. They're that wide, what you can do is split them in half, because they're wide.
What does that one say? Okay, cause my label got both of them on one thing.
Okay. So,
Trash and to be disinfected.
to be disinfected, So once they've come through and you've done that, but you gotta remember the brows. Cause y'all don't, nobody did that. Nobody did. They just cleaned and went straight to work. Can't tell me you didn't, cause I saw it.
You said we did.
Clean, pat dry. Apply wax, remove it. Tweeze 3 hairs onto cotton, okay? Toner antiseptic, pat. Epilation, post-epilation, a little bit on finger and pat. You don't have to smear it everywhere. That's your hair removal. You either pass it or fail it on that particular count. Okay? So once you've done that, the hair removal, the brows, everything's labeled, so forth and so on. The one thing you're gonna do, demonstrate tweezing procedure. You did that. Now we have 20 minutes for the facial makeup. So, you perform the facial makeup. You have 20 minutes. You'll be expected to follow the makeup in the following order. I don't care how you think you're supposed to do it, because everybody does a little bit different. They say, I think it scared me, foundation, powder, blush, eyeshadow, eyeliner, mascara, and lip color. Everything else is out the window. That's how stupid this is, isn't it silly? It's I keep telling y'all, got a piece of cake. Okay? You'll have 10 minutes. I just need to see something. Let me go back one time.
Excuse me, Miss Betty,
Yes.
before we leave, in my kit, I'm missing the, facial brush you used for the exfoliation.
Okay, just write it down for me. Okay, demonstrates, maintains. We did that, we did that. We did that. You will perform a facial makeup. You'll be expected to follow all of that. You'll have 20 minutes. Check the temperature. We don't need all of that. These are the things you need for your makeup. Let me speed this up. So, the next thing that you're gonna do, you're gonna leave everything, your face goes this way. What we always told the students is turn her over, and now she's got on a fresh straight. Because anytime that you're doing a makeup, normally you put on a fresh straight. Okay? Here's your pads. It's not gonna take you 20 minutes to do this makeup. This is a piece of cardboard. And it's draped with aluminum foil. Do you like my palette?
Yes.
Because I'm just gonna, okay? That's all it is, a piece of cardboard and some aluminum foil. That's all it is. I ain't gonna, hey, when I don't have to clean up, trash. I had them put in extra eyeshadow brushes and stuff like that. Okay. Anything that's disposable, and you can make up your mind what you want to do. We don't have to groom brows. The only thing that we have to do is do that. So you could really have two, and one. And save those for later if you want. If that's what you wanted to do. Okay? You see? Go get that car. Then you would have everything set up that you would need. You're not going to dip things out of your bottles. You're going to take and put a little foundation on your container, on your palette. And you're gonna take, and what you're gonna do, should have been in here, these off. And I've taken everything, I've poured a little bit, and what I'm going to do now is to apply my foundation. And once again, get the lightest one you can find. It's called Dollar Store. If you got something that's lighter, fine. For the ones that just left, do not try to use Joe Blasco. It's too thick. It's too thick. Well, I've seen what it does. And you're gonna go when you apply no lines of demarcation. So there can be no lines on the face, period. Got me? And you're gonna apply it. And the reason we put it on the palette, so if you need to go back, you can go back into it. So it's gonna be left up to you if you want 4 sponges out or 2 sponges out. So you're gonna go all over the face, make sure it's nice and even to the hairline. Once you do that, trash, I'm gonna take my powder, my loose powder, and I'm gonna put a little bit here, and I'm gonna take a sponge or a cotton ball if you wanna use a cotton ball, and then just pat it in. Now remember the order that we have to do these things, okay? So once we do that, the next thing they want on is the blush, am I right? Yes. Okay, so I'm gonna take my blush, and I'm gonna scrape a little bit out, and if it's a cream, take the cream, and you can use a sponge and apply it. I'm not gonna tell you to use your fingers.
Can we use these small?
You can, but it's not gonna work too well. But and then do that. Or if it's a powder, you can still take it and put it on. They're not looking for beauty. They're looking for how you work with the client. Anytime you're around the eyes, the nose or the mouth, you're always gonna brace. Anytime you're working, it doesn't matter if it's makeup, hair removal, or the face, you're always gonna brace. So you wanna put it on, and always go back in it. Okay, trash. The next thing that we're gonna do is what, eyeshadow? So I take my eyeshadow and I scrape it, and I take a little bit, and I'm gonna brace putting it on. Trash. I'm gonna take another one, because oops, this eye just got over an infection. So I wanna make sure that I'm not doing anything to cause problems with the other eye. So I'm gonna go here, and however you decide to do it, you're bracing. Your thumb, your finger, look in your book, it tells you how to brace. And just make sure it's not getting in the eye, but on top, okay? One color, we had to do 3. Big difference, but we want humans, okay? After we do the eyeshadow, the next thing that we actually do is
Liner.
the liner. So, we're gonna take our pencil, and you have your sharpener there. The sharpener says that you should sharpen for each eye. Okay? So, it's already been sharpened, they see, and what you're gonna do is put your liner on. You don't have to sharpen, but then you have to do the other eye, and you have to do a brace. So however you feel as though it's best to do the eyes.
So you don't have to clean your eyeliner or nothing when you're coming from eye to the other eye? Like you had to do a new brush? Do you have to like spray it or anything like that?
If you do your eyeliner, you have to sharpen the pencil
Okay.
From eye to eye.
from eye to eye.
Okay. And then, are they watching us do this one by one, or is just everybody doing it at the same
They're
time?
like this.
They're just walking around?
They can see what's going on. They should know, they know exactly what point you should be. Okay? So you've done that. The next thing that we actually do is what? The mascara. And I don't know why they say bring mascara, because we don't have anything, but even if you just take it out and pretend, you know, take the top off, take it out, brace and pretend that wouldn't work, would it? And pretend that you're doing your mascara. And always brace, whichever is the best way for you, you know, to do it. But you need to brace. Okay? So you're gonna brace, but you use one for one eye and another one for another eye. Okay? And last but least is what? Lips. You're gonna take your lipstick. You have 2 options. You can take a little bit, scrape it, and put it on the side, or you can take a spatula, scrape a little bit off the side, and go in and use this. So you may need to put some more rather than going back and forth, and then you can apply it.
So,
If it goes up and around the lip, it's okay,
so
but
basically,
you gotta brace.
the makeup we would have it all out, and it would go into it to be disinfected. Okay, and then just put it on there would be like talking some really
Just,
better.
yeah.
Well,
This
it
is
won't
so
be
you can go
talking.
back and forth in it.
Yeah, so, okay.
So I came up with this idea
Yeah.
because it's trash.
And it's
Goes in the
better-
trash so much easier.
It's better than having to go through the makeup and all of that, just put it on there.
Yeah, it's just a piece of cardboard.
So you'll put all the makeup on there all at the same time? Or as you
No,
go through
each
it?
time, each step.
Okay.
Per step.
Oh. Oh.
Powder,
okay.
foundation, powder. Okay? That's all you're doing.
Well, then that's better than using the palette, because it's like the metal palette that we have.
After we've done that, believe it or not, Susie got a cut. Okay? Got a cut. Sanitize my hands. I'm going into my bag.
This is why the makeup is still on and everything.
Gonna put my gloves on. Contamination. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna take everything out. My gloves are on, this has been open, and my Band-Aid's been open. I'm gonna take my wipe out, and I'm gonna put it on the chin. It's on the chin. Okay? Just a little spot. The next thing I'm gonna do, trash. I'm gonna take my Band-Aid, I'm gonna put my Band-Aid on.
What's the Band-Aid for?
I cut it.
The first aid.
When I was,
I was told you have to fold that back into like a trash bag. Why you keep blinking? Is it true or no? You don't have to fold that back into a trash bag?
it's going in the trash bag after you finish.
So we gotta play like we cut him.
Like something just happened and then he did his first day.
It was a problem. Put my gloves on, cleaned it, took everything out. I put everything in here and sealed it. It's dirty. It's in a plastic container, and it goes in my trash bag. Before, no. Goes in the trash bag. It was double bagged. Okay? So this is all what now?
Sure.
Trash.
We make them, you got cut.
We finished with everything. This is what I find to be the funny part.
So now you gotta work on it out.
So now, we've done all of that. But we've done all of that. Okay, they give you a scenario, and you're gonna put it on the chin. You have 10 minutes to clean up a cut. Okay? They're gonna go through all of this. This stuff, things that are in here, we don't use that. Everything else is pretty much client bags. You see what it says in client 1? See? So it tells you what should be in client 1, okay? Client 2, you see that? But you don't have to have mascara, just, yes they do. Okay, but here they have a liner, a sharpener. Okay? And now we get to the microderm. You have 2 minutes to set up the supplies for your particle microderm abrasion section. Please do not begin procedures until verbal instructions have been given. Step back when you're finished. It's repeated. All candidates have indicated they have completed the section. So what you're going to do, you perform the microderm abrasion. You will demonstrate horizontal strokes across the entire forehead. You will then demonstrate vertical across the entire forehead and conclude the service. So, they said 2 minutes to set up. Pump, pump. Two iPads. Two wipes. Oops. I didn't take a moisturize, need to put one of those in there. Put my gloves on. Put my iPads on. My client. First of all, before I put the iPads on, you have to put an alcohol pad in there. The alcohol pad is for the degreaser. So therefore, when you're actually doing a microderm, the skin should be squeaky, squeaky clean. Follow me? it should be dry. Some microdermabrasion machines will allow you to microderm on a damp skin. I've worked on several of them, where the skin was slightly damp. And you can actually do that. But you wanna make sure it's good and dry, and alcohol dries fast. So we've removed all the oils off the skin, okay? We know that's trash. We're now going to put on iPads. I'm going to put on my gloves, zip. I'm just putting this stuff back up so I don't have to. I'm now going to put on my wonderful glasses. If you wear glasses, you don't have to, okay? But if not, you need to protect the client's eyes, and you need to protect your eyes, okay? The next thing, my gloves are on. I've degreased. I'm now going to perform my microderm. We're not gonna whip it around the shoulder. We're not gonna whip it up the arm. It's just gonna hang. So the first thing we're gonna do, I prefer butterflies, so because it's easier, they won't move off. We're gonna go horizontal. And when you're doing, you gotta make sure that you look like you're holding that skin taut. And when you go, it's pull up and break the suction, 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 holding taut and moving that hand at the same time. You're gonna go all the way across the forehead, and then you're gonna go the opposite way. Break the suction, because if you don't, it goes, you can look like a zebra.
So we're gonna go all the way across and not do the hashtag sign. Okay.
Hashtags for the diamond.
Okay.
And you're gonna go all the way across.
All the way across horizontal, all the way across.
Horizontal and then vertical. Once that's done, this goes where?
Disinfected.
To be disinfected. Now that I've finished, I'm gonna take my wet ones, right? And once again, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna clean off the face very well, get all the crystals off. I can remove the iPads, trash, clean off everything. Trash. My hand, that's dryness. Your hands over here like that?
From the sanitizer, yeah.
I'm gonna take my moisturizer SPF. I'll put it on my hand, trash, to be disinfected. And now I'm gonna apply it to my client's face.
At which step did we take off the makeup we initially put on there?
We don't.
Oh.
And we're not gonna do the whole face, we're just gonna, once you get it, just put it across the forehead. We're not going to remove the makeup.
So what is the alcohol wipe for, to remove?
The makeup on forehead?
The degreaser?
The degreaser.
Is on the forehead?
We're not cleansing. We're not cleansing the forehead. Don't ask.
So we're just.
And I'm not trying to, I'm just saying, don't ask, because I have no idea. You know.
So we're just doing it on the forehead. Only. So we use the degreaser for the forehead and use the microderm on the forehead. Okay.
Yeah, we're not doing the whole head.
Okay.
And then you're finished. So once you've finished, and they've watched you, because I can about imagine how they watch you, okay? This group of folks here, you never know. You finish. What you'll do is, you've concluded the service, put them in, everything in the proper bags where they belong. Once you do that, Everything's gone now, the client's the only person left. You're gonna take everything to be disinfected. You're gonna, this is to be disinfected because it needs to be wiped down. You're gonna go back in and you're gonna get your last wipe. Then you're gonna come out and you're gonna clean your area really, really good. Everything's in the proper space. You're gonna take your bags and take your bag and go sit and wait for your results. The end.
So you know your score before you leave?
Mm-hmm.
That's the end. It is not a hard exam. I think what you all have to get used to